Hey everyone, Dave here. Welcome to a new Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're talking about a consistent team to beat Sand Devil level 25 so that we can start farming the new dust that they released in the latest update, and this is going to be huge. Farming enough of this dust will allow you to endlessly reroll your ascension stats till you get the perfect ones that you get. Speed boots with speed sub stats, with speed ascension, crit damage with crit damage or crit rate ascension, all of that good stuff. There's been some videos released from other content creators using, of course, the Aniri and Ninja famous comp, or Aniri or someone else, and all of that good stuff. And there are also some revive on death comps, some unkillable comps, and there are just like some OP comps with Siphi, Rihu, and all of that good stuff, and Kymar, just beating the boss and putting him to sleep without him taking any turns. OP teams with Siphi and Rihu out of the way, because I don't have either, and probably most of you don't as well. Let's talk about the realistic teams here. And I want to call out some very important things to take note of that your teams fail, that I've tried and failed myself, before I show you this consistent one. The first video that explain things in a lot of detail, as always, comes from Saf from HH Gaming Network. Let's go to Saf's video now. Yeah, we'll come back to this one. And this video I would consider the absolute reference if you want to tune your own team, with a bit of variation from the exact speeds and stuff that was released. Why is it so difficult to do that the Aniri and Ninja team on level 25 with 100% consistency? As you're seeing on the screen here, you need to use an Aniri that's not fully booked. As you see here, he explains it perfectly. He's also walking through his sheet of speeds, and what he says is that this will require Aniri to be at 296 speed. To avoid any speed downs from the boss that are going to mess up the turn, I've faced this, and that's why it wasn't consistent when I tried the Aniri build. So you need Aniri to be super tanky, 296 speed, that's crazy, with high level of HP and defense. Probably won't be able to achieve this build, I couldn't, even with food. So what he's talking about here, just in case you want to make this happen, and I'll link the video in the description below. This is very good reference for the explanation there. You can have Aniri at 270, is it 68 speed? Well, basically, deduct 24 from those 296, because you'll put 3 food champs there and give her Spirit Haste Mastery. But yeah, I couldn't make this work, so I moved to the things that I think I could make consistent. And if you haven't heard before, even Hell Hades gave this guy a call out. Bronco Raid Shadow Legends. I'm showing his channel on the screen now. Bronco is one of the most creative new content creators on the scene. He's almost at 5k subs. Of course, he does crazy things there. I think that Raid should actually rename Emic and name him just Bronco in game, because Bronco basically took Emic and like, he has beaten the whole game with him. Hydra, Shogun, Sand Devil, Clan Boss, you name it, all dungeons, all with the same Emic build that probably I'll be showing on this video today, because that's the method I've used. So I will link the video from Bronco, the one that I used to do that speed tune, in the description below as well, and I will explain a little bit of like things to make sure that you take care of before doing this. Yes, we're using Meroka on that comp. If this helps you get your consistent Sand Devil 25 team up and running, please make sure to go to Bronco's video, give him a like, give him a sub. We can help him get to test server to do even more crazy stuff for us. So yeah, huge shout out to Bronco. I'm just copying his team here. Now let's go back to the game and I'll show you the team in action. Before we run the team, I want to tell you a couple of caveats. So you're seeing the team in the screen now. The speed variations are very tight. I think there is a little bit of variation with your debuffer, Razen in my case, and Newt. I don't think that there is any other damage dealer that can hit harder than Newt. But yeah, these two slots, probably you can have a little bit of variation in speed. The other 3 champs, it's very tight. So when I've seen Bronco showing this exact comp, was using Meroka as a revive on death champ to keep the team unkillable and takes that big hit from the boss that ignores unkillable. I thought that I had the 6-star soul stone on Meroka, so I just build my Meroka because probably she'll be very useful in other areas of the game. But there are important things to take care of here. For example, I'll talk about the caveats here and I'll try to put them on the screen while I'm talking. So the first thing is that Meroka's actually, let's go to the champions because yeah, I want to show you this before the run while we talk about substitutes as well. So Meroka's revival on death cannot be fully booked. You need to have only one book on it, not two. Don't book the second one. For the other skills, we don't care. Like, just keep booking her till you get only one book in this skill. Why? Because it's very important for this comp and for the speed tune of Meroka to have her revive on death on a 5-turn cooldown. If it's on a 4-turn or anything else, it's going to mess up the speed tune of the run. The other thing that you'll need to take care of if we talk variations and someone else there is that, and that's why I'm using Razen, because he's exactly in that spot. Probably I will need 4 Lego books here to have that decreased defense and weaken land consistently. But the important thing is that your debuffer that will go before your damage dealer, not in our case, needs to be on a 4-turn cooldown, so that also is in sync with the whole cycle and your unkillable team is running perfectly. Who can use instead of Razen? Any debuffer that applies decreased defense and weaken. I'll check options and probably I will release a later video with different options there, but on a 4-turn cooldown on the debuff. Lots of poison, someone like Taurus maybe or Calvalax will work the same way, but you have to fit him into the speed tune. Newt can be any damage dealer, no restriction there. He cannot have, so all of the champs, you see here, that's why I reset my Newt's masteries. All of them cannot have this, the cycle of magic, because if their codes if their skills get reset out of turn, it's going to mess up your whole run. And then the speeds and everything. I will show you the speed tunes and the builds just after the run, and we'll check the team setup here because this one does have an AI setup to make sure it's happening there. So Newt in the lead. You want to turn off his A2 not to mess up things, and then of course prioritize his big hit of the Blizzard Bash here, 230 speed. There might be a bit of variation, but just try to stick to it as much as possible. Emic 271 build. He's starting with his A1 because he's faster than the boss, then of course prioritizing his unkillable, 271 speed. If you give him some resistance, that's not important for this one, but because this build, basically I should have given him more defense if I could, but this build Bronco is using elsewhere, everywhere else in the game. So yeah, Man-Eater, my Man-Eater is a tad slow, so he should be just 1 speed slower than Emic, because he's also using the same Man-Eater. So mine is at 269. It works, but it's preferably should be 270. And then of course we're starting with his A1 because Emic will be applying unkillable before him, then always prioritizing his unkillable. So 270 is the perfect speed. It's working with 269 there, and that Man-Eater will work with Emic in different areas of the game as well from other Bronco videos. Meroka should be like 271 faster than the boss basically to apply that revive on death, and of course we're always prioritizing her revive on death. Last champ on the team, Razen 231. So if you play with speed variation, and it's going to be tricky, just make sure that you're the buffer, whether someone applying mini poisons like Calvalax or Taurus to enable Newt to do more damage, that's in the boss kit, should be just like 1 speed ahead of your damage dealer. So these two go together, and like here, those are the exact speeds that Bronco used. So 230 for the damage dealer or Newt, 231 for Razen. Razen is not fully booked, so he won't always land decreased defense and weaken, and of course we cannot book it here. I talked about it before. So yeah, so that's the speed tune and the AI setup. Let's give it a run and I'll explain if you're testing what you want to see. So Emic starts with A1, then Meroka revive on death. The boss will take everyone down, then Emic will apply unkillable, and then they will go in that specific order. Man-Eater, Razen only landed decreased defense and weakens. That will just make the run a little bit longer, but it should be 100% consistent. So this is the sequence here. He will reset. Of course, now Man-Eater will apply his unkillable there, and then we'll just go forward, take a couple of hits from the boss, till Meroka applies her Revive on Death again. Probably next turn she will take there. And I'll just speed it up till the end of the run, because we will just repeat this cycle. I'll just wait till the cycle repeats one time to see how perfect it's working, and then I'll take you to the end of the run. You see here, Revive on Death on everyone. Man-Eater takes a turn after it. That's exactly what we want sequence-wise. So we're coming to probably the last run here, or maybe we'll have one more. It's a 4-minute run, more or less. But what I want to talk about here is that you'll see that the boss destroyed our HP, and we're not like reclaiming it or retrieving it back like the Aniri comps, but that doesn't matter because this team comp is unkillable all the time. So yeah, we have a couple of things here. Yeah. So it's 3 minutes 39 in our case here, but like I said, this team is unkillable all the time, and you don't care about whether the HP is destroyed or not. So I'll show you the build of the champs here, and bear in mind that, let me get the recently used first. Meroka can be replaced by probably Lightsworn. I'm not sure if there is any other options there, but basically what you want, 2 turns, Revive on Death, not 1, because Man-Eater will take a turn just after he puts it up on a 5-turn cooldown. Gear doesn't matter, you see she's not perfectly geared. The only thing important about her is the speed. Of course, because the other stuff doesn't matter other than you not booking her Revive on Death to fully. You can put whatever gear you want on her as long as you keep the speed the same, because she has a very useful kit elsewhere. But yeah, did I even have mastery on her? Of course not, she doesn't need it, but that's Meroka's build. Basically, typical masteries for support here. Do I actually want this? Okay. This will mess up our run, so don't copy my masteries here. Basically you want, and that's very stupid because yeah, we don't want that basically. So let's just redo MX masteries on the spot here. We don't care. We can increase the value of shields and heals and everything. We don't want anything that will mess up the turn meter. And well, yeah, that's okay because it will just extend the shield, I guess. So yeah, but you cannot have that random refresh there. And then of course you want him tanky, or do you want him to do more damage? I'll take the tankiness, but Emic does hit hard. Let's just do this. Yeah, and let's take the additional resistance, whatever. Important thing is that no reset masteries. We can actually take these as well. Yeah, whatever. Important thing, no reset masteries. So that's Emic. I'm glad we corrected his masteries. Note again, no reset masteries here. Oh, did I show you the Emic build? Probably not. Okay, so 271 speed. That's the crazy Emic build that Bronco is using everywhere. You have to give him resistance if you're running him elsewhere, and probably I'll need much more defense. And you can give him accuracy if you're using him in arena, but just the overall build. It can be in Regen and Immortal, of course, that's best, but for that specific run, if you're only talking Sand Devil, you don't need, you can put him in any gear as long as the speeds are right there. Rauzen, as I said, not the most perfect one because he doesn't apply it 100%, just one speed faster than your damage dealer, so 231 with enough accuracy to land the debuffs. And Newt at 230, any random gear, it doesn't matter. 230, I put my accuracy on my Newt because I'm using him in Hydra. I had to regear him, and as much crit damage as you can put on him for that enemy max HP hit. And the masteries, I've already shown you these. Yeah, basically no skill reset masteries. So those are the 5 champs that we've used. Did I show you Man-Eater? Yeah, Man-Eater, we only care about his speed. Like I said, mine is at 269. Preferably you want him to be 1 speed slower than Imik, so 270, but yeah, it works. As I was saying, if you find this useful and you use this build, go subscribe to Bronco's channel. That's where I got it from. The guy is doing some great work there. And put a like on the video as well. I'll link it in the description below, along with Saf's video for reference if you want to do your own speed tune. I hope this one was useful to you. Thank you for tuning in today. Keep playing Raid. I'll see you next time. Bye.